we're back.
Technically not position.
And we got a match here between Jacob Weissman and Chris Gibson. The winner will go forward to play Anthony Marino.
1-0.
Now, Jacob and Chris played a challenge match recently. Chris won. And it was a pretty massive upset.
Plug and play.
But, you know, Chris has confidence, and that makes a big difference. You know, once you've defeated somebody, you realize it's doable, and that changes the dynamic a lot.
2-1.
That's great right wall under by Jacob. And I'm going to be joined here by Mr. Brian Accrocco.
Jacob's puck. Plug and play.
Greetings.
Hey. So any predictions on this match?
Man, it's really hard to say. Lately, Chris has really been playing strong, but Jacob looks really sharp in this tournament. I would say Jacob 4-3 would be my best guess.
Okay.
Send the puck. Ready? Plug and play. 2-2.
That's nice right wall under for Chris as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jacob goes for an over, barely misses.
Yep.
I'm going to club in.
Those count just as much.
Yeah. You don't see any commentary on the scorecard.
Nope.
There's a good block by Jacob.
A little bit of a chase thing there.
Yeah, Jacob got caught up in it. I'm not sure whose possession that is.
I think it's Jacob's. It looked like Chris got a piece of it going forward. That's what I saw, but it happened pretty quick. Yep.
Plug and play.
Okay. And Jacob went for a sort of a quick cross.
3-3.
3-3. Okay.
Jacob went for an over, barely missed it.
Missed the cross there by a hair.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, on the puck.
Awesome out.
Ooh, barely stopped himself from scoring in on.
Yeah. And Chris has done a great job on his game. He's always had some risk stuff in there, but he's pared it down with really focusing on there's a great quick release right under. The skill of the shot that he's shooting are really good, and he's cut a lot of the nonsense out.
4-4.
Now Jacob with the right wall over there, that was gorgeous.
Good block of the cut.
Ready? Plug and play.
Got possession.
Now Jacob makes some really good shot selections. Very consistent. Good right wall under. That was very well.
I think it was an over.
Was it an over?
I think so.
Okay, it happened so quick.
Yeah.
It was very well disguised, though. It looked like the cut right until the moment he struck it.
That was there. He had it. Just a little too hard.
Off. Chris's puck.
That puck is flying. We've been talking about that, whether they need to change the puck on this main table, but I think it's mostly just the adrenaline from these guys.
5-all.
5-all. Yeah, I think you're right. Several different pucks over there. This one seem to be moving the best, but they are both smacking it really hard. There's a lot of power in every strike.
Plug and play.
Wow, great cross straight.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's nice. It executed from early.
Yep.
Look at it again. Nice.
The left wall under to make it 6-6.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he went for the cross again.
And he got it.
Nice.
He found the spot. And, these guys are playing very high level right now. Really good execution.
Yeah, Jacob has been hitting the cross a lot this tournament, which is not it's traditional, right? It's usually the cut, but I guess he's just he's feeling comfortable with that shot, and it's done a lot of work for him. It helped him immensely in his matches with Vince as well as Munoz.
Yeah. You know, when you're traditionally known for shooting certain shots and then you're able to hit something else really well, that really throws your opponents off a lot, and it gives you a chance to go back to your standard game if you need it. But, he's hitting that. You're right, because he's traditionally one of the best cuts in the game, and he's hitting a really good cross straight.
And they decided to face off every game.
Oh,
Love
wow.
it. We missed the first face off, so I don't know who won the first one, but
Ready?
Chris won that one. Good reflexes by Chris.
I've noticed with Jacob too, whenever he wins a game, he tends to want to get right back on the table and play quickly, versus when he loses a game, he'll take the full time.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty smart. I mean, when you have the momentum going your way, a lot of times you don't want to take it away from yourself. So if your opponent's willing to get right back on and play, I think it's worked to his advantage in this tournament. Chris with a quick forehand, he's really good at those. Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's good at transition too.
Really good. Yeah.
Good timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob's been using those very well. Against Munoz, I think 2
10
or 3
seconds.
times
Ready,
in the
Chris?
match he was down 3-1,
Fucking
called
play.
a timeout, and I think 2 of those he came back and ended up winning that game. So he's stopping it early before it gets out of hand.
Off. Jacob's puck.
Yeah, because Gibson is one of these guys that can get on a roll. You know, you don't want him to get on a roll.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep him flat. You want to control the pace. You don't want to let him get into a flow. I like Jacob's taking his time here.
Yeah.
Hitting the off ball, holding the possession longer.
Yeah, he needs a little more accuracy. He keeps missing his shots.
Very good. He got it. Ripped the cut.
What the? That was wild. Like, did Chris charged it way over to the right or something?
Yeah, I think he got out of position there.
Off. Jacob's puck.
Jacob turned that long possession into a point. Just misses that one.
Across, Chris may go for that right wall under again. Oh, he goes
gets
for the cut. Yeah.
Really good cut, too.
I think Jacob was thinking the same thing I was thinking.
Yep.
Right wall under.
Puck and play.
Wow, another transition.
Yeah, that's
taking advantage of the Jacob's mistakes.
Yeah,
wow.
Jacob is not getting back on defense after his shots. He's doing sort of like where you hit the shot and then you just kind of like kind of admire it for a second with your hand away from the goal.
Game point 2.
Game point 2, because Chris got another transition while we were talking. He's got, I think 4 in this game.
Yeah.
It's hard to win a game when you're getting that many quick transitions. And he's so good at it.
Off.
Jacob's got to, and Jacob has traditionally struggled a bit in transitioning his mind from offense to defense fast. And that's why guys like Colin will a lot of times get a lot of pot shots in on him.
All right.
Puck and play.
Yeah, as soon as you miss the shot, you've got to focus.
Right.
Shots, immediately get back.
You take the shot and you're back on defense.
Immediately, yeah. If it didn't score, you're immediately back in defense. So if you could speed his brain up to do that a little bit better. Really
what are they trying to?
He said he charged, but it didn't hit his mallet.
Well, of course, it was a chart. How would it be his puck?
Not sure.
But no, if you know it went in the air, is what he's saying.
He said it popped up and hit his hand, so the puck was off the table. But I guess they decided to giving it back to Jacob.
Ready? Puck and play.
All right, Jacob.
Jacob gave him the puck based on Chris's word, which I'm sure it did hit his hand if he said it did.
7-2.
Another transition.
Transition off his own defensive error. Yeah. He's really good at those.
Jacob's got to focus more on defense, I think.
He needs to be more disciplined.
That many transition shots going in is evidence that there's mental lapses on defense being sort of, I don't know, I want to say It's just not being focused.
Right. And with Chris, because he's so quick on those, you as you said earlier, as soon as Jacob, if he doesn't connect on the shot, he's immediately got to be ready for something quick. Because Chris, if he can do that, he can shut those down, and then you take that away from Chris, then you make him earn the points one by one. You see, Jacob's got to change the pace and take that away if he wants to win.
Yeah.
If he lets Chris have that, Chris will beat him.
Well, and I think on offense, it so far hasn't seemed like Jacob is keyed in on any sort of like an attack.
Right.
I mean, he's shooting some good shots, but I don't see an actual attack yet, which, if I were in his shoes or if I was coaching him, I would say, well, let's get back to basics and do what you're really good at for a little while, which is a right wall under and a cut. And, that cross is great and that's wonderful. Definitely do it, but try to get going the things that you're good at.
I agree, especially a game like that. You put it behind you; it's still 1-1.
Sure,
you haven't lost anything, but he needs to come back and go back to his program. And if Chris is sitting on it, then throw that cross back in. And he's got to kind of discover and find it. It's been my experience. If you try to force things, it doesn't tend to work. But you're right. When you get in trouble or when things aren't working out, go back to what you're good at. Focus on that. His cut's one of the best in the game, and it does work on Chris if you can find it. Be willing to hit some off goals and be more patient. Have some longer possessions.
Yes.
At this caliber, it's funny me saying that. I've never been very particularly good at that, but these guys are very comfortable with 4, 5, 6 off goals.
That's him right.
Lots of time.
All right.
Patience.
1-0.
Great. Jacob with the transition.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. He uses his time very well to get himself refocused between games. He's very good at that.
Yep.
Ready? Plug and play.
Now that's that cut. He's just missing it. Went for a right wall over.
Got
the cross.
Yeah.
He found the place on the mallet to strike that with from that same position. It makes it work.
Yeah.
It's a great skill. Wow.
And then he made it look like a cross, but he cut it.
And he put a little bit more delay on it, held it, and pulled Chris over.
3-1.
Got a quick transition there again. Chris very good at taking advantage of that small time lapse.
Yeah.
Recognizing when you can.
Ready? Plug and play.
Wow.
I like it.
Beautiful right wall under. Perfectly timed.
Yeah. He just pulled Chris out.
Yep.
4-2.
Wow, what a great left wall under by Chris.
That was pretty. So smooth and the perfect snap on it. Gets the possession there.
Yeah, he almost got a transition on him again because Jacob wasn't ready on defense. He was sort of just still looking.
It's like Chris has kind of found a left wall. Oh wow! Put a slight delay.
That's the
right wall earlier in the
right. In the tournament, Jacob's done that a number of times to great success. Is getting an early right wall under.
Well, that's what you mentioned
5-4.
Going back to your bread and butter, the cut right wall under from up higher, and then you get back into that, and then you can throw some of that other stuff in when they're not expecting it. And
the cross is smart.
Again. He's got a program going now.
That's
ball under.
Such a powerful shot.
Very nice. Very nice.
Game.
And across again. Yeah, well done.
That was a well-executed
2-1
program by Jacob there. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he executed it perfectly. It was a solid, high-level game.
But I want to give it was, but I do want to give a lot of credit to Chris because Jacob raised his game and was playing really well there, and Chris was right there with him, and he was trading blows, and those left wall unders that he shot were just
they were insane.
And just super great shots. His game has come a long way, and and he's playing with a lot more intent. He's not always going transition, which he can do that. He did that against Austin Fernandez this tournament, and and maybe it was intentional, I don't know, because Austin then started playing that same transition, and you know Austin much better than anybody, but what I see when I watch Austin play is he plays his best when he goes ahead and sets up, not when he tries to play super fast transition.
Right.
It's just
Chris,
my take.
Chris's game, what's changed is he was always wanting to play that transition, quick, easy points, and he's learned how to recognize when that's not effective and to go to the setup game, and he's been able to develop a good setup game as well. So that's, because you can't play an entire challenge match and really a whole match typically with nothing but transitions. You'll get a game or two with that, but you're going to have to win some games where you're going to have to earn all 7 points. And I think he's learned how to do that finally. Yeah. But at the same time, if it's working, if you're in the flow and it's just working, you stick with it. Nice. 1-0. Beautiful rock ball. Yeah. I like that Jacob's picked up his pace a little bit. I like the faster drifting.
Yeah. I mean, I like semi-fast. Yeah.
I
think, if it goes too fast, then it's...
Yeah, it's not the slow delivery.
Right, I agree with you. I don't like the slow drift when Jacob goes to the super slow drift. I think he's not as good. That pace is okay. You might want it a hair quicker than that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how different players play better at different paces.
So far in this match, it looks like the pace is definitely being more controlled by Jacob, but Chris is, it's 1-1.
Yeah.
And so Chris is hanging in there.
I think it's 2-0 right now, Jacob.
Oh, is it 2-0?
Plug and play.
I thought Chris got a game. No, Chris got a game. He got that game on the transition.
Right, it's 2-1.
2-1. Okay, gotcha.
That's that left ball. Just a really pretty shot. That was a little bit different than the other ones.
Yeah, it was almost kind of a push release rather than the pop. Oh wow, he gets a cross cut there. Very nice. And gets possession back. Chris tried a quick score. Chris is very used to being able to do little setup and just pop really quick, accurate shots and score. So if the defense is disciplined, you can turn those in.
Ready? Plug and play.
Oh, he just missed the left side.
Yeah, and he sort of did it a little too early. Oh. Was that a charge? I'm not sure if that was a charge or not.
I'm not sure what happened there.
I wasn't sure if Chris was moving forward or not, but maybe not. Yeah, I guess not.
Ready? Plug and play.
Right wall under was there. Oh, it was there again. He just missed it. Oh, interesting. He had the cut. I'm not sure what he was doing there. Maybe he was going for an over. It was slower than it's normal.
Yeah, couldn't get a read on that one.
Plug and play.
Here.
Jacob went for the quick cross cut. Goes for an over, misses.
Yeah, Jacob's also kind of thrown a medium speed right wall over into his game that's really effective
4-1.
too.
Timeout called.
He's running away with the game. Chris calls a timeout to try to see if he can come back and collect himself.
Ready? Plug and play.
Good solid defense there by Jacob.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good solid defense, and he didn't. When the puck came back over, he just stopped it rather than trying to go for another transition. That was off speed right wall under.
Yeah, it was.
Like a Danny Hines. You have Shukri.
Yeah, it was.
He tried it again.
Chris was ready for it.
Oh, I think he went for the over on that one though.
Jacob's getting really creative here. I'm impressed.
He's been doing
different things.
Doing a lot this tournament like that.
Yeah.
He told me when we sat down talking that he was just feeling really excited about air hockey, just kind of having fun.
Good.
Yeah.
I know in the challenge match when he played Chris at my place, he said he just didn't feel it. He wasn't really into it.
Yeah, it's like he didn't want to be there.
Psychologically, you could see it. He didn't. He just wasn't having fun. And he does seem like he's having fun.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can figure out how to get. Oh wow, good delay.
1.
There he did a slower drift with a couple of pump fakes there to freeze him, and then way left. Right while under was from further left. Yeah, he's changing the timing and mixing it up really effectively. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, table got him there.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he probably slightly rushed it. He didn't sell the cut long enough.
That's 6-1.
Went for the cross, just wasn't sharp enough.
Yep.
Forehand by Chris. Nice cut by Chris. He's off the same drift that he'd done that forehand off of.
Oh man,
Jacob with the
I like the little pump that Jacob's putting in there. That's different, and it's freezing Chris.
Yep, yep.
It's very effective.
So we'll see. Sorry.
No, he's mixing it up. Sometimes he's releasing it quickly. Sometimes he's drifting in and putting some pumps in there. He's really changing up the way he's striking the puck very effectively, and it's getting those unders.
Yeah, I mean he looks like that he's kind of doing sort of what we've sort of talked about earlier. Is like going back to the things that you know work for you, the type of setups that work for you well, but then adding a little flair to it, a little something creative, but not too much. Right. Because that could, sometimes we get too creative and then we're not actually even doing what we normally would be doing in terms of the shot itself.
Right. Yeah, he's sticking with his basic program, but he's adding skill. Like I said, the pump fakes, changing the location slightly on the releases, mixing it up really well. The crosses, the cuts, the unders. Not really using a left ball under at all, and I guess he just Chris is very good at charging that. So
well, Jacob, he's got a really good left ball under that he's been shooting at this tournament that I actually haven't seen before. It's a new way of delivering it, which I haven't seen. I'm not sure he even knows what's new about it yet, but if he throws that in a time or two, that could really seal the deal.
All right, so 3-1 Jacob.
Yeah, 3-1 Jacob, and Jacob was up 3-1 against Vince. Vince came back. And then he was up 3-1 against Munoz, but then he was able to close that one out.
All right.
So here he is again, up 3-1 against an opponent. Let's see how this goes. Another face-off. I'm a huge fan. I like every game to be faced off personally, but
it definitely it adds something extra to it.
Yeah. No, that was nice. It was a good block on Jacob's part. Just
off. Jacob's puck.
Seems to be reading Chris pretty well. Chris is going to have to find something different this game, another gear, if he wants to keep himself in the match.
Oh, nice save by Chris.
Great save.
Flip it. Ready? Plug and play.
Yeah, that's the error of transition.
Yeah.
Is especially when players are hard hitters, they tend to knock them off.
1-0.
Nice forehand.
Forehand. Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Just trying to rely on his
it's so strange. That seemed like it was forward motion.
Chris does a little delay in there, slows it down. Yeah.
Timeout.
I agree. Chris has got a good start. He got 2 quick points. That was a kind of a quicker drift,
Ready,
and then he
Chris?
slowed down the release, popped in the cut. Very nicely done. He's definitely trying to dig in and use his speed. He can use that to his advantage.
Yep. He goes for sort of a soft over.
Oh, nice. Another off-speed right wall under.
Yeah.
Wow. You just never know what's going to work. Wow, he hit Chris with the under there. Does a little pump in there and releases it. A 3-1 lead. Jacob going back to his fundamentals.
We could go for that cross.
Nope.
Yeah, he went for the cut, and it went right in the middle of the goal.
Yeah, he didn't execute it well. Oh, and Chris again with a little delay.
Yeah.
freezes up Jacob and gets the cut faster.
Yeah, yeah. Jacob probably needs to drift like that. That was
There
I was
you
about to say.
go.
He
That
needs
was
to
great.
drift the puck a little bit faster.
He was
5-2.
Ooh,
another.
it's a power right wall under.
Yep. Yeah, Jacob slowed his drift down, and he was more effective when he was going a little bit faster than that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's changed his own pace, and I think it's
He's sort of gotten behind what I like to call the rock paper scissors games. Like, once you get ahead in that game, then you got the other person guessing, and then you can freewheel a little
Game
bit.
point 1 or game point 2.
with a right wall under to go up 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
Chris has definitely responded in this game well.
Oh yeah, big time.
And Chris with a transition
7-2.
forehand to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
3-2, Jacob.
Yeah, so both
3
the
games
games Chris has won, I think, have been pretty like a big wide margin. I think didn't
Yeah.
he win that one game in a wide
I
margin?
think it was also 7-2
Like 7-3.
or 7-3. Yeah.
Right back.
So it looks like taking the full time here.
Full time, yeah. And Jacob had actually signaled me and said, "Come over and give me a word or two." But I don't think he needs any words. I think he just sort of like let that game get away from him, and he needs to get back to his fundamentals. And like we talked about earlier, just do what works well for you, and don't try to rush it. Sell. If you're trying to get that cut in and you want them to flinch, you need to sell the right wall under a little longer.
Right. I also think a little bit faster drift.
Yes.
So those two things. So a little bit more speed on the drift, a little bit less speed on the release.
Yeah.
I think those two things were working well for him. If you slow the drift down and speed up the release, a lot of times you hit the puck flat. That game, he wasn't hitting it as well as he did in the previous games. Chris, on the other hand, played that game really sharp.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's hitting some really powerful unders on Jacob.
Here we go, game 6.
I'm going to lift.
Weissman leading 3-2. Weissman wins the faceoff. There's a cut there. Chris was able to read it, but he didn't back. All right, he speeded the drift up again and did it there. Faster drifts, nice delay, got the cross.
Good block.
Great block. Got possession. Out, he's up to 2-0.
See, sold it just a little longer. Let him come out.
Chris really should use a timeout
Ready?
right here. You don't want to let this game get away, but let's see what he does. Let's see what Jacob does here. Chris
2-1.
cuts it. I think Jacob's drift was a little too slow there.
Yeah. Well, and that was good. Just needed
right.
a hair. Yeah, need a hair longer.
Oh man, that
2-2.
gorgeous left
Come
ball
on,
under.
Yeah, it is. Just super.
I mean, you can't even see it coming. He just he changes the shot right at the last moment to fire that out of there. It's hard to defend that.
10 seconds.
Looks
Ready,
like a
Chris?
cut or a cross
Plug and
until he
play.
strikes it.
I'm not sure what that was. Just maybe a mishit.
I'm not sure. Wow.
3-2.
Incredible right wall under. Beautiful delay on that. Now Chris is actually more effective with a little bit of a slower drift. I find that works really well for him. Jacob with a good
nice right wall under.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Quick snap on it. Completely froze Chris up. 3-3. They're going point for point so far. Now another
4-3.
left wall.
Yeah, that wasn't over. I'm not sure it was intended, but he'll take it.
Probably not, but yeah. Oh, and then
4-4.
Jacob with a cut and a little bit of a cross cut there. A little bit closer to the center.
5-4.
Chris with a cut lets it go all the way to the line. Now there's been very little defense so far.
Yeah.
Wow,
Five
that cross.
Great cross. He went for the under the left wall under again. Just barely missed it.
Game point 5. Timeout
All
called.
over. That's amazing. It's been probably 90 seconds and we're at 6-5.
Ready?
This has all been
Plug and play.
incredible execution by both players. Let's see what happens here.
No!
Just digs it out.
Over.
I like
Ready?
it. I kind of
Plug and
like
play.
it.
That was good.
Disrupted a little bit.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's so amazing the
ready.
way he can get that shot from
the
that
center.
angle.
Up from the center of the table.
Yeah.
See what
Well, and
Jacob's-
where his mallet is.
Just tried to get a transition. Jacob was ready for it that time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that was good.
he's getting ready. He's getting back on defense faster.
7-5, Chris.
With the right wall
Good
to
right
finish
wall
the
over.
game
Going to the
7.
seventh game.
All right.
Yep.
I called it 4-3 Jacob. Let's see what happens. But credit to Chris. That left ball under from the center of the table is just insane. I don't know how he's able to execute that.
Yeah, it's really cool. He sort of just flips his wrist at the last second and just almost like finesses it over there, but it's with such power that it's
Blistering
hard to block.
fast. Yeah, I mean, how do you can't see that coming? You know, a lot of left balls,
Right.
the body
Right,
position,
yeah,
the arm position, you see
you
it.
turn it. Yeah.
And so the left ball cross combo, you know,
Yeah.
if they jump for the left, but with that one, you can't even see it coming. Anything you can do a cut cross right wall under or left ball under out of from the same spot of the table. That's pretty hard to defend.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, the brain is fully developed. The skills are still really good. Human body's in a great place at that time in your life.
Yeah.
These guys are at the top of their games. All right, here we go.
On my left.
He wins it. Nice
Jacob wins the face-off.
Australian Open.
Didn't quite get enough pop on. Let's see what Chris is going to do.
It's a
Jacob
good
sees
block.
it.
Yeah.
Good catch. This game
Little
starts
barely
off with
missed
some
it.
defense. Like the last game, it was all offense.
Charge.
Charge and a mallet loss.
Yeah,
But
that's all right.
the charge was first, I guess.
I guess so.
Ready? Plug and play.
Yeah, that was good.
1-0.
In the cross. Yeah.
Going back to what's been working, get the first point. Let's see.
Off.
Oh, Chris's
Jacob's
left ball
fault.
does not stay on that time. Jacob gets enough of it to gain possession.
Plug and play.
Oops.
Went for the cross again, but Chris was ready for it.
Yep. It's well executed. That was just good defense in there. Jacob's defense really good so far. This game is really on.
Off.
Chris is hitting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob's just seeing it get back
Plug and
and
play.
getting possessions. It's really focused. Let's see if Chris can equalize here. Tries a cross cut there. That doesn't work. Jacob's on it.
Yeah,
1-1.
that shot's
And
just so hard to block.
1-1.
That's not the bull. That's not necessarily the shot that the cross that was working. It was a nice cut. It was a great block.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Jacob doesn't flinch at all. He's very disciplined. Being very patient here. Oh, wow. Great. Tried to get a transition himself. He's really holding the possession well here when he's taking his time, trying to pick Chris apart. Oh,
Wow.
Chris is able to read it.
Yeah.
Chris with
2-1.
his own cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to play Chris in this tournament. It was just insane how quick his defense was. I was really
Mhm,
struggling to
mhm.
score on him. He was able to really see the shots well. Let's see.
It doesn't. It just seems sort of like Jacob doesn't have a go-to. He's sort of just trying different shots.
In that fourth game, he really had a program there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that he could find that.
How long you're taking.
He just dominated Chris, and then he's just kind of lost it.
Ready?
Find it here. It's only
Plug and play.
2-1. Still early in the game.
Lost him out.
Yeah, he's making mistakes here.
Yeah, just
Got to collect himself.
yeah. He needs a program, and he needs a go-to shot or two that he doesn't have at the moment.
It's gonna have to D it up for a little bit until he can find it. Oh, good. Good. Very nice capture.
That's the setup and release.
If
he could just like bottle that and keep reproducing it, but for some reason he's having a hard time like just sticking with that.
Yeah. Let's see if he goes back to it. Got the cross that time. All right. He's found the timing on it. Now he's jumped into the lead 3-2. Uh-oh. Here we go.
Does he do it?
Okay.
It's a little too.
I think those are good off balls.
I don't think those are off goals. I think they're missed cuts.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Okay. I thought he was.
But he can tell me different. I don't know.
Okay, Chris with a quick 4-3-3. Here we are. All right. First got a 4. Jacob hasn't had as good a game, but yet it's 3-3. So
that was a nice under, left ball under.
Wow, what a steal!
Yeah, that was
Those
great on
both
Chris's
great
part.
shots by Jacob. And, Jacob's all over that.
None of the sort of the slow, like
Jacob's
just
puck.
boom straights have worked. I don't know. He keeps going for it.
Yeah, he's got to throw that nice delay with.
He's got to delay and make it look like the cut.
Yep.
But it's easy, for people to be sitting back and watching. But it's
when you're on the table and
Monday
your emotions
morning,
are all in it, your
quarterbacking is
Sunday
easy.
evening, and your
Plug and play.
Let's see if he can figure it out. Oh, he had it. He just missed
he
it.
had it.
Wow, left ball over.
No, that was a cross.
Was it? Oh, that was a cross.
Yeah.
I thought it was a left ball. And that cut again. There he goes.
All right. That was good. That was
5-4.
Chris scores on himself trying to get a capture there. That's huge.
Jacob needs to be focused here because Chris will try for a pot shot maybe.
Let's see, getting into the final points of the game here. Chris has got to equalize if he wants to stay in this.
Ooh, that was a nice release. Just missed the cut. Yeah, I thought he was going to do that left ball under there.
I feel that too. Jacob with the Oh, Jacob with the cross. He goes to match point 4. Let's see if Chris can dig. Nope. He just gave it right back to Jacob. Let's see if he can close it.
On a cut.
You got it.
Matt.
With the cut.
Yeah, well done. Well done
by Jacob. There you go.
And Chris with an amazing battle. Chris has just really shown himself to be a really solid top player these days.
He has.
Amazing. Yeah.
He fights, he digs out, he finds solutions.
Absolutely.
I mean, in that it was 4-4. So I mean, he was in the game. Jacob's consistency really stepped up there. Chris scoring on himself to go down 5-4, and he just made some bad decisions.
Right. Well, I mean, you look at the very end of that game. I think it obviously Jacob made some good blocks, and that's huge, right? That stops it. But also Jacob played cleanly towards the very end, right where he could have, or maybe in some other moments has, hit a transition shot that would have maybe thrown off the table. He just grabbed the puck and stopped it and reset. And I think he play clean as much as possible because, as you see, I mean, things go down to the wire, and 1 or 2 possessions could mean the difference in the match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, let's see if we can get a word
Jacob
from
over here.
Or how about we get Chris, because Jacob's going to get ready to play. Let's chat with Chris for a moment.
Let me go back, Chris.
Okay, we're back. Welcome back. Here we are with the man in the alien shirt once again, Chris Gibson. Amazing match. I told Jacob that it's the best I've ever seen you play, and I genuinely mean that. And what do you have to say?
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So like I put a lot of pressure on myself in that match. But being able to make it 3-3 and make it competitive was...
It was more than competitive. It was a freaking battle to the death.
We both felt like we had something to prove, not to everybody else, but to one another.
Right.
I mean, you remember back in the day.
Oh, sure. Y'all started out early together. And,
now he's taking a leap on top of the mountain, and I'm trying to be right next to
you want it to be like it used to be, right?
Yeah.
Where we were kind of going back and forth. And I get that. You're definitely making those strides to that place, and ultimately, I was just blown away by a number of shots that you were executing that I've just never seen. And I played you at the World Championships, okay? I didn't play that guy. Yeah. Whoever that was, I didn't play him, okay? Now, you still have a good number of unforced errors, right? That's something that should, I'm getting feedback. Oh, sorry. I played you at World Championships. I didn't play that guy. You've made a leap, and, where from now?
I'm just going to keep playing challenge matches, defend my rank, come to the next tournament, try and see him again.
Yeah.
Maybe turn the tide next time, but I was seeded 4th. I got 4th. I'm pretty happy, and this is the first time I've ever...
You proved that you deserved that spot. Right? It wasn't a fluke that you got that spot. Obviously, it's not the same field as the Worlds, right? So we can't say, that's equal to that, but it's still, with the field, you proved you were up there. Yeah. And I do want to mention one of the shots, okay? It's the left wall under. It's definitely getting a reel of some sort. I can guarantee you that, right? And it's a type of left wall under that I've never seen in the entire sport executed, because it's semi-impossible to execute it because of where your mallet is and how close it is to the puck before the shot gets executed. The thing is to hit a left wall under, everybody else has to kind of go like this when they get towards that puck.
Right.
You're holding your mallet like this, and then suddenly the left wall under goes in.
Right.
And so you're whipping around somehow real fast.
Yeah, so after Worlds, I thought to myself for about a week that I wanted a shot that said Chris Gibson.
You got it now.
I wanted a shot that everybody would never expect, because, like you said, it's something that nobody's done.
And it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. I saw it today, but I'm just going to say it's impossible.
Yeah, I've been practicing it. I'm going to continue to.
Good.
And I feel like in that last game, I shot 2 of them very poorly.
Right. Well, that was a big difference in that game.
Yeah.
And if you hit it the way you had hit it before, and that's the danger with that shot. It's such a high level difficulty.
Right, yeah. And it's one of those things where you're going for the biggest risk, but
right, it could be the biggest payoff.
Right.
I got you.
So it's something that he wouldn't be like, okay, Chris is gonna add this and hit this in his arsenal. So when he starts pounding these cut crosses and I can't stop him, that point for that left wall is going to give me the break I need, the motivation.
Sure. You push back, and that's the thing. It's momentum in these matches that, Jacob got up, and so now he sort of has some momentum. But then now you come back a few games. Now you have all this momentum, and being able to hit a shot on your opponent, even when they're like hitting shots on you, it at least puts pressure on them. Right. You have to put pressure on them because you have to make them a little worried too, because that makes their offense go down a little bit. Right. So.
I feel like that was a big part of game number 3. I think it was when I made it 3-2, I feel like that was a big part of that game, is when I hit that shot.
Oh yeah.
He was kind of like,
yeah.
And then I did it again.
Yeah.
And it was something I was able to kind of get him to move just a little bit in the other direction so I could get where I needed to go.
Yeah.
But he picked up on it in that last game.
No, well, I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying, is I think you tried him again, and it's so hard you weren't able to hit him exactly the same, and lost a few possessions.
Yeah.
And a few possessions in a match like your guys, that's almost the difference.
Yeah.
So,
and I made a lot of mistakes. We still have to work on that. So that's what's next for me, not locking down these mistakes.
So I tell you what I always tell, or anybody that asks, right, is that try to play as clean as possible, okay? And what that means is eliminate unforced errors.
Right.
Unforced errors in air hockey are hitting the puck off the table unnecessarily, okay? An unforced error is hitting a shot inaccurately and losing possession, okay? Or making a shot choice that, like, if you hit a right wall over and barely miss it, that's an easy shot for that person to snag. Okay, so it's a danger. But eliminate the unforced errors because it adds up over time. If you eliminated, say, you got an extra 3 possessions every game because you eliminated those unforced errors, those are potentially 3 points.
Right.
Most likely it's maybe 1 point because of the averages, but still.
Yeah, that's another
that's
point.
The difference.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's why I would say a great match. Keep practicing and keep going forward, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'll be back.
All right.
That's
good,
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, we'll see you at the next one.